Katie Brinkley. Welcome to Entrepreneur Talks podcast run by Women Flakes. I'm so excited to have you here with me. Thank you so much for accepting my invitation.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to join you today.
Oh, fantastic. Before we get forward to the questions about your journey and business, where are you talking from?
So I'm in the mountains. I'm in Steamboat, Colorado. I came up with my family for a long weekend, and I'm up here in the mountains enjoying a little getaway.
Wow, that must be beautiful.
We
Very,
got 9 inches of fresh snow, so it's exciting.
that's good. And no, and silence, right? Like a bit
Yes.
more or less. I don't know. Where about do you live? Is like very busy?
Yeah, so I live in Denver normally, Littleton. It's a Denver suburb, and it's typically, a busy city. I mean, with the, drive everywhere, including just to the park or whatever. So it's a pretty busy area. But this is only about 2.5 hours away from Denver, Steamboat is, and it's just the perfect escape to just get away and be able to devote time to hanging out with family and just relaxing. It's
Yeah,
my favorite getaway.
oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And I'm sure you are very busy on your journey on your business because as a social media strategist, talking to one, because I do social media as well, and I know it's a very busy job. Like we become so involved, and it's a lot of things to do sometimes. So let's
Yeah.
talk about that.
Yeah.
How did you start your business? What is the name of your business? Let's start like from there.
Yeah. So my business started when I was laid off from my dream job. I had the best job. I was working as a marketing manager for a sports television station. I had an amazing boss. I had amazing perks and amazing coworkers. I was doing the social media there. I really couldn't see myself doing anything else. And then my company was bought out, and my position across all the divisions was eliminated. So I
Wow.
was floored. I was heartbroken. And I then found out I was pregnant. And I was like, well, this is exciting to be pregnant, but now I'm even more panicked because how am I going to find a new job while, okay, thanks for hiring me. By the way, I'm going to be going on maternity leave here. So I was in this weird crossroads of what should I do? And as I said before, when at the television station, I was doing their social media and getting them up and running. But I had been doing social media since the days of MySpace, and
Oh,
just for different.
I remember
I
my
know, yeah. Do you remember that?
I worked there. I
So
had an account.
yeah, well, and I was gonna say, like, so I had started all the way, 15 years ago doing MySpace pages and helping bands on MySpace get their music out. And so I've been doing it forever. So when I was laid up, I was like, well, what if I just try freelancing for a bit? And I thought, well, first thing I need to do is build a website and come up with a name. And one of the things I really wanted to focus on was helping small businesses take the next step with their social media marketing.
Wow.
And so Next Step Social was born out of that. And like I said, it was supposed to just be something until after I had my daughter, and then going to go back into the corporate world. But I found I loved the quality of life and the ability to have a flexible schedule. I loved being able to pick and choose my clients and being able to really, again, help them take their online presence to that next step. And before I knew it, I had so many clients and work that I was making more money working for myself, working less hours than I was at my dream job. And then the choice was simple then, because I knew that was exactly, I was happiest doing exactly what I was doing at Next Step Social and doing social media.
Wow, that's so beautiful, right? It's so amazing, like coming to the point like you see yourself looking like you failing and then you find your way and then you think it's going to be for a while but end up going to be your lifestyle, your way of living. That's amazing. That's really
Exactly.
good. So next step social communications or next step social, it's been in the field for how long you've been doing your business?
So I've been doing it. This the business started over 4 years ago. So I was laid off in October of 2016. Yeah, 2016. Man, yeah, it's been a long time already. Holy cow. Yeah. So I've been doing this for over 4 years now. And it's, like I said, I can't imagine going back to the corporate world. I absolutely love being able to work for myself. Like I said, I've been doing social media for businesses, like for somebody else, since the days of MySpace, but I really never really decided to just do it full time and do the sales and do the books and do the marketing and do the whole package until after I was laid off. So everything happens for a reason, right?
Yeah, that's right. The journey, the universe was teaching you to be where you are right now, because I believe that, like, you've been all these years on social media for other people to be able to build your own business, your own social media business. That's amazing. I feel, I love this kind of story. It's amazing. It's amazing to be able to be here with you today. And tell me, at the Next Step Social, what is your niche? What kind of clients do you work with?
Yeah, so I work with I offer done for you social media, and I also offer coaching and training on how to do what I do. That was something that was kind of born out of the pandemic last year. And like I said, I offer the done for you social media for people in the home industry. So realtors, home organizers, home builders, contractors. That's who I do social media for. But again, when the pandemic hit, I was still doing a lot of networking and making a lot of connections on LinkedIn. And people were coming to me and they're saying, like, yeah, I know social media is important. I'd love to learn how to do it. I've been, given the gift of time here at home. I can't be at my office. I can't be at work anymore. Can you teach me how to do social media for my business? And that was a whole new side of my company that really evolved last year that is now one of my favorite parts of my daily routine and my daily work is teaching people what I've learned over the past 15 years. I think that it's such an important tool to know how to do social media because everyone's on it in some regard. You're on social media in some platform, and social media allows you to really reach out and connect with your ideal client and customers in ways that a commercial or a billboard or a flyer really can't.
That's really good. And Katie, because you've got so many years of experience, I heard you say you've been doing social media for books, for radio, for this. How do you exactly these days, how do you, when we speak social media, when we talk about social media, it involves so many. Social media means like applying certain type of strategies on platforms that is made for social media, right? To interact with other people. What is the main ones that you think people these days use most?
So I think that is one of the biggest problems that a lot of small businesses and entrepreneurs have is that they try to be on every single social media platform known to mankind. And holy cow, before we started our episode here, we were talking about the newest one, Clubhouse. I mean, there are so many social media platforms. And if you try to be on every single one of them, you are going to get overwhelmed and frustrated. So I like to tell people to just focus in on where their ideal client and customer is, and then you can expand and grow onto some of the other ones if you're feeling super duper confident in it. For me, the ones that I utilize the most in my business are LinkedIn, because that is a fantastic networking tool. I love it because people go there and they're ready to talk business. Instagram, for me, Instagram has been huge with being able to kind of put myself out there so people can see who I am and how I can help them. I'm on Facebook, and the main reason that I'm on Facebook is for the ads side of it, which if you want to, we can go down that road with our discussion, but just for the ads. Clubhouse, which is the newest one, because that is an audio only social media platform. But I think that is, like I just said, 4 right there. And for me, I do social media for my work. And it's a lot, let me tell you. I spend a lot of time on my social media. And I can see why people would get frustrated. and overwhelmed with it, if I said, okay, you need to be on 10 different social media or 4 different social media platforms. One of the biggest things I like to tell people is just find where your ideal client is, go all in on that platform, and then you can grow.
That's so true. Yeah. At least I always, as a social media strategist, I always say to my clients to be on 2, or like the ones that you think were your clients, but no more than 3 or 4, because otherwise you can't handle, no matter if you think you are a superwoman or superman, you're going to be overwhelmed, because being on 10 places is a lot. Be promoting yourself in 10 places is a lot. And then you don't have time to really do what you must love. Otherwise, only if you are a social media, I don't know how you so
Yeah, if you want to be a social media manager or social media strategist, then sure, go all in
yeah,
on all of them.
you
But
need to be, otherwise you're not going to be able to run your business, to be a coach, let's say, to be a coach and be on social media all the time, because they say, oh, Yola, I don't know how to do, because I got my clients, I need to be on calls, but then I can't post. It's because you want
yeah,
to do a lot of things together, and then comes the overwhelmed, and it's
well,
quite
think
difficult.
about exactly. And I mean, just think about Instagram, for example. There's 5 different ways you can post on Instagram. There's the grid, there's reels, there's stories, there's IGTV, and there's Instagram Live. That's 5 different ways that you can push out content to your audience. And if you want to be successful on Instagram, you need to somehow dip your toe into all of those different ways of connecting with your audience. You need to. I'm not saying to do each of them every day, but you need to dip your toe into them on a semi-regular basis, like a monthly basis. Do an Instagram Live, do an IGTV, do stories, 2-3 times a week. I mean, that's where, if you want to be successful on just Instagram, there's 5 different ways to post on it.
It's a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
One platform, can you imagine?
Exactly.
It's a lot. And we now spoke about how many places or how many platforms a person should be on, and they should choose depending on the clients, right? Their niche.
Mm-hmm.
And you already mentioned that you are on certain types of different platforms. I love the fact that you mentioned LinkedIn, and is people come straight for business, and it's so true.
Mm-hmm.
It is a really good one. And when it comes to this one that you just mentioned at the end, the Clubhouse, what
Mm-hmm.
exactly do you bring, like you take from there? What can you? It's just communication, because you mentioned is audio, right? But
Yeah.
what's that about?
Well, so I love both of these questions, and I want to make sure that I give LinkedIn the love it deserves. And LinkedIn is a fantastic platform, like you said, to network and go and talk business. I mean, that was how I was really able to get the coaching side of my business during the pandemic. I was still on LinkedIn, not trying to sell to people, but just trying to establish connections and create conversation. And that is one of the biggest tips I can give you, is if you want to be on LinkedIn and find new clients and customers, when you make that connection request, include a personal message, and don't have it be just a canned spammy message like, hey, do you want to buy from me? You have to think about, like, you're shaking someone's hand at a real life networking event. You're not just going to walk up to them and say, hey, buy my auto insurance. That's not how it works at all. Say how you would have a conversation starter. Be like, hey, I see, hey, Katie, looking to connect with you. I see you're in Colorado too. Are you a Colorado native, or have you moved here recently? That is a fantastic conversation starter, because it's showing that I'm just really trying to get to know somebody. Then from there, you can see how the conversation evolves, and they might not even be an ideal client for you like you thought that they were. They might not even work at that company anymore. So try and go on LinkedIn, establish those new connections, but do them authentically with a real conversation starter. And I think that you will see that LinkedIn is not just an online resume. It is a powerful, powerful tool to network and find new leads and really kind of learn more about the industry that you're in.
Yeah.
Moving on to your second question with Clubhouse.
Katie.
Well, I mean, like that is one of the things too. I feel like LinkedIn doesn't get the amount of love it deserves because people don't know how to use it the right way. But the people that do know how to use it the right way use it well, and they see success on it. And so I think that if you have kind of put LinkedIn on the back burner, give it another shot, try to reach out and establish those new connections. And I think that you'll be very pleased with the platform.
Definitely. I talk by experience. I agree with you. And now about Clubhouse.
Yeah. So Clubhouse is the newest social media platform to come out there. And, you know, as a fellow podcaster, I have to tell you that this has been the perfect social media platform for me. As you can tell, I enjoy to speak, and I can talk for a long time about stuff that I'm interested in. And so this is a great platform to go, and it's called, it's, like I said, it's called Clubhouse. It's audio only. It's only for iPhone users right now, or iOS. So if you have an iPad, you can use it too. But it's a great platform because you can go on there and find valuable conversations with people that you would never speak with. Unless you're like on the podcast world like you and I are, it's not very easy to make a lot of these connections and just have a deep conversation with them, with the other person. And whether it's regarding work, like ours is right now, regarding like being an entrepreneur and you know, talking marketing and stuff, whether you're doing that, or if you want to just, like the other day, I joined a room and it was a room with people I never in a million years would have probably had the chance to speak with. It was a bunch of people that were in an industry that I had never even thought of, like, wow, you guys even like talk about it. And so I was like, man, this is so fascinating to me because you're able to just have these conversations with people and ask them real questions. It's kind of like a live podcast / live conference where anyone can really get up on stage and ask their question and have a conversation. I mean, you can get up on stage and ask Grant Cardone a question, you know, and if you can provide value to it.
I'm very excited for this. I'm gonna try this platform, but so far what I understood, okay, let's say I joined a group, and then someone will be talking, everyone got access to this conversation, to this audio, and you can answer this question or this topic or this thought that the person is talking about, right?
Yes, exactly. And so, I mean, you have a room with, they're all called rooms, and you have a room with a topic, and it can be on anything. It can, like, so I started a room the other day that was, is Clubhouse the end of podcasting? And people just came in and we just had a discussion on it. I also have a number of rooms where, you know, 30 tips I learned on Clubhouse this week, where I just go and I basically am up on stage and I speak and I give 30 tips that I learned. People just come and listen. And then at the end of the room, they can raise their hand and provide input. So you can have a number of different ways. People can just come and listen, or you can have a room where it's an open discussion. It's an open forum where anyone can come up and share their thoughts. And it's, like I said, you can connect and have a conversation with someone in Australia and someone in the UK, and it's a really, really neat idea that they've created.
That's really good. Do you have idea who is this from, like this platform?
So it's by themselves right now. They're still like in the startup mode. They're still in beta. So that's why it is only for iOS users right now. I think that there's only a couple 100,000 people on it. And I say only, but I mean, if you think about it, there's, you know, 3.2 billion people on Facebook. So I think that in the grand scheme of things, it's still a really small platform. But it's great just because, you know, if like I wake up and I'm like, gosh, I just need to have some mindset mojo today. Like today was I don't want it to be Monday. I don't want to go back to work. I just need some mindset shifting. I can open up the app and there's probably a room all about mindset happening at that time. And I can just go and listen and join in.
That's good. That's good. I will have a look. Thank you so much. That's what you do. Social media strategies. Wow, this is really good information. And I want to ask you one more question. No, one more, no, two. What kind of tip would you give to someone, like to a startup business, about social media and the way they should start? Like a tip about how to, when you start your business, what should you do on your social media? Should we prepare the social media after starting the business or before you starting? Let's say that you have a dream or you have a passion, you need to create your website, and you got your business already running, but nothing is ready apart from your idea. You need to create your business, your website and your social media. What should you do first? Your social media or your website?
Well, I think that having a website is important, but at the same time, I do think that your social media goes hand in hand with it. Because if you think about it, I'm just going to go back to Instagram. If someone goes to your Instagram page and they see the first 9 pictures of your page and your bio and what your name is, that's basically like a little mini web page. They can go there and see exactly what it is that you sell or how you can help them. And then to what you're about, where you're located, what you can offer them. And
Right.
I think that they kind of go hand in hand, where the sooner that you can show up and start showing your authenticity and what you're all about, who you serve, and the personality behind your business, it's going to set you up for success. Because the thing about social media is that it is completely different than a website.
Right.
People are buying from you, and if you can show up authentically and get your followers to know, like, and trust you, they are going to refer you to other of their friends. Maybe they don't need your services right now, but you're the top of their mind because they see you showing up regularly in their Instagram feed. And so that's where, if you show up authentically on a regular basis, that's where people are going to establish that connection with you and that relationship. And that, like I said, the fact that they are going to feel like they know, like, and trust you, and you are going to stay top of mind for them. So I do think that they do go hand in hand. If you're not ready to sell yet, that's 100% okay. You can still be on social media talking about your product and giving people, like, hey guys, we are 3 days away from finally having our website come out. Go make sure to check it out. And then when you do launch the website, you can go on in Facebook Live or Instagram Live and be like, we're live, we're ready for business. Make sure to go ahead and tag your friends, tell them to come and check out our new shirt shop or whatever it is. I think that they go hand in hand. And the sooner that you embrace it as a business owner, and realize that you are the brand, in most cases, the more success you will have.
Interesting. Because I had a question. Thank you so much, Katie. Because I had a question a few days ago and asking me why I don't go live a lot on Instagram. And I said to myself, I'm not that kind of person to go live. It's not like I don't, on some way, there we go. I'm more focused on LinkedIn than Instagram. I like to connect with people more in LinkedIn. I'm more into that kind of, I don't know how to explain, but it's something that brings me more of me than going live just to talk about my products on Instagram. I don't feel, it's not about like I don't like it. It's just, I don't know. Do you think it's a problem? Because there we go. We cannot be everywhere, but
Exactly.
we also don't have the spirit to be doing, like you said at the beginning. You said Instagram got 5 ways of working there. I do post, I do stories, I do IGTVs. Why I need to do lives and not for the, like, I don't know how to explain. I hope you understand, but it's like why someone needs to do it.
No, and I think that, yeah, so I think that, like with IGTV and going live, honestly, like if you wanted to have this as your as your IG live, your Instagram live, that is a great way to do it. I mean, just going live and being like, hey guys, I'm walking to the store right now, that stuff, that's for stories. But I think that if you wanted to go live, like if let's say we have our episode that we've recorded, and then afterwards you said, hey, Katie, you know what? Let's pop over on my Instagram and let's just go live. Let's just say like, hey guys, that was, you and I can have a conversation like, oh my gosh, that was such a great conversation that we just had. I can't wait for this episode to come out. What do you think the biggest takeaway is going to be for your listeners? And kind of give people that chance to, ooh, I can't wait to tune into that episode. I want to hear more of what that guest has to say. I want to know more about what their conversation was. So that's a way that you can incorporate an Instagram Live into a strategy that you're already doing. I mean, don't rebuild the wheel. Any way that you can repurpose and work smarter, that is, it's going to make, I mean, it can just be 5 minutes after every podcast episode that you record. And you just say, and that's, like I said, it's a simple way to just show up in that extra neighborhood of Instagram, give a different value. And then, like I said, now you've created a teaser video with your guest about the upcoming podcast.
Right.
So, and there's ways to do that. And that's one of the things I try to, teach with my clients is you just have to think about one more step. Like how else could we connect with the audience from some content that we've already put a lot of effort and work into?
Right. That's really good. That's really good. In that way, you see, the way you explain to me, it gives me like, I feel like, yes, I can do that way, but not just going for the sake of having another way of be on Instagram. That doesn't fit on my profile. It's not me. I'm going to be fake if I'm going to hey guys, I'm here to, I don't know. It's just, the way you explain, just to use another type of strategy to bring more people to our podcast, that's like powerful. And I'm going to be
good. I hope you start using it. I think because too, and I mean, I know we're kind of sticking on Instagram here, but if you do decide to go on Instagram Live and your guest is also on Instagram, if they connect live, both of your followers get notifications that you are going live. So if your guest has 10,000 Instagram followers, those 10,000 people are going to get notified that they're going live with you. And so that's more eyes that are going to be seen on you and your channel. And again, it's just exposing yourself to a whole nother audience very, very quickly. So I think that if you can figure out ways, if you don't want to, like you said, I don't want to go live on Instagram. Think about a different way that you can spin it just for 5 minutes. I mean, 2 minutes. You can just pop in there for 2 minutes, give a little teaser. Thanks again for coming on the show. I love point A, B, and C. Your episode's going to be coming out soon. Folks, make sure to tune in.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's good. We're going to go for that, I'm sure. Yeah. We're going to be starting. Now I'm just thinking about in terms of, we are live right now, like live. We're doing this recording today, but I'm just thinking forward, like right now, I'm recording with you part of season 8, but I will start this IGTV after podcast on season 9, just for not taking away, like, Katie, you're not going to be on season 9, but you gave me the idea. I love the idea, but I'm going to use on the next one to start from the top, from the number one.
Just tag me. Yeah, tag me when you do it, because I think that'll be a great, I'll tune in and I'll be, clapping behind the camera.
It's a good thing. It's going to happen. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, I'm sure. I love it. Thank you so much. And in case you come across to a day that you want to be coming, talk with me again on live, just let me know. I will be there for you. Feel free. We can have a chat about our podcast or anything else. But my last question now, Katie, is how can people connect with you and find more about your work?
Yeah, so if you want to connect with me, obviously, I'm on social media. I'm on LinkedIn. You can find me under Katie Brinkley. I'm on Instagram. I'm at next.step.social. On Facebook, Next Step Social Communications. And on Clubhouse, I'm at Katie Brinkley. So if you want to join, I try and host rooms all about kind of strategies and ways to be smarter with your social media so that you aren't trying to recreate the wheel. So I try and host a lot of those type of rooms. So yeah, just look for me on Clubhouse under Katie Brinkley.
Fantastic. And you also giving a link to my guests, my listeners, sorry, about the free
Yes.
training. And you also giving a link to my guests, my listeners, sorry, about the free
Yes.
training. What is that about?
Yes. Yeah, so I do have a free video training that's available right now for all of your listeners. You can find it at katiebrinkley.com, and it's the three biggest mistakes that small businesses make on their social media and how to avoid them. And I think that we really didn't even touch on any of them today. So I think that your listeners would get a lot of
Uh-huh.
value out of that video, and it gives them a chance. We'll give them a chance to kind of look back on what they've been doing, and hopefully kind of see that light bulb go off like it did for you with IG Lives. So, and I think that that is a super powerful training and will help you enjoy being on social media more.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Katie. And all this were all the how I say, all the links about Katie Brinkley. It's going to be like the links about social media, where to find you and get in touch with you will be on the description of the podcast when it comes out. So my listeners can just click and go straight and find this powerful woman that is doing an amazing job for other people. I'm sure, because you are really, you know exactly what you're talking about. And I love your energy. I love your energy, the way you explain, the way you inspired me to go on lives after podcast.
Yeah, see, you got it, girl. You know what? I love social media, and I love the fact, because I think that that's one of the biggest problems. I know we're trying to wrap up your show here, but I think that that is one of the biggest problems with a lot of entrepreneurs and small businesses, is that they've tried it and they get frustrated because they're like, gosh, I don't have time to try and do all this stuff. But if you just try and rethink a little bit about, okay, if you are going to write a weekly blog post, you can repurpose that all these different ways on different channels, and really kind of, you don't have to reinvent the wheel for everything. And I love just seeing people get inspired and willing to implement an idea on their social media and see where it goes, because you never know what'll happen. It could be that final thing that gets you over the hump and starts getting you more exposure. So
Yeah, that's so good, because you just gave me I just, with this story about the live, I just came up with another story, another idea on the live experience. Because let can I share? I'm going to share with you. Imagine, like, because our podcast comes live on Fridays. On Wednesday, I always send a message on Instagram, on my podcast, on the podcast Instagram, saying that our guest is going to be this. But what about if I go on live and talk a little bit about this guest that is coming on Friday?
yes, yes, or even in stories.
That's
I mean, and
super,
that's where
yeah,
too. Yeah, as I say, like even in stories too, you can pop in, share the graphic, be like, hey, Katie Brinkley is going to be joining us. Make sure to swipe, and then you can have the picture of the graphic. The next page can be, she shares tips A, B, and C. Make sure to tune in.
yeah.
It's a really simple way just to continue showing up in front of your audience
Yeah.
in different ways on these platforms. I love it. Yay! I'm pumped.
Be ready, because I'm going to connect with you on Instagram. I do have my personal, my Women Flicks, and then Entrepreneurs Talk podcasts, and you will see my face this Wednesday telling about the next guest for Friday. So I will do something different very quickly, but I will be there just sharing on stories, so you can see, and then you let me know.
Consistency is key. Yeah, consistency is key. Like just make the commitment to doing it with all of your stuff, and it's
Yeah.
going to be huge. So make sure you tag me so I make sure to see it.
I will. Thank you so much, Katie. And I'm sure we're going to keep in touch, like we just said now. And I'm looking forward for this new challenge that I create for myself.
I love it. I love it. Thank you again so much for having me. I really enjoyed our talk today.
You're welcome. You take care.